Implementing in-app purchases in SwiftUI can be challenging due to the complexity of Apple's StoreKit framework, which involves handling various purchase states, managing receipt validation, and ensuring a seamless user experience across different devices. This video provides the essential tools and step-by-step guidance to navigate these complexities, offering clean explanations and practical examples that will help you integrate in-app purchases effectively into your SwiftUI applications. Working with in-app purchases can be daunting, but it has gone a long way. With the new views in SwiftUI, it's gotten a lot easier to present your products. But still, we need to actually take care of the states of those products. So we need to listen to whenever the products have been changed. We need to also store some information for example, consumable products and non-renewing subscriptions. So there's still some things to wait for from SwiftUI or the Apple team, but till we wait, we have StoreKit Pro. Go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description, store.rebeloper.com/store-kit-pro. And we are going to talk about the new SwiftUI views today. And of course, about how you can append that, like make the in-app purchase experience full and encoding also full, with the help of StoreKit Pro. So go ahead and check out the link in the description. So we are going to cover everything in-app purchases in this tutorial series. There will be two of these videos. This is the first one, and the second one we are going to talk about subscriptions. Today we are going to set up our project. We are going to have consumables, non-consumables, and also we are going to talk about how we can set up our product view and a store view. These are from SwiftUI. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and open up my demo project right over here. It's StoreKit 2 Pro 5 example. Basically, it's just a little bit of setup so I don't have to type a lot right over here. So we have the content view, and I have some things right over here set up for some buttons like the store view, products view, and the subscription view. They're just going to be triggered basically upon tap of a button within a sheet. And then we have another section for consuming coins, that consumable, and also to listen to non-renewable subscriptions activity, like is it active or not active. Then these are just simple starter views. And out of convenience, I added a list of products right over here. I'm just going to copy from here. By the way, you don't even have to have this array of, right, it's not array, it's a struct. These products inside your code to be used with StoreKit Pro. It's just for my convenience, basically. Okay, so what are the steps required to enable basically SwiftUI projects in-app purchase? Well, you have to go to your project target and then go to signing in capabilities. Please click on the plus button right over here and type in-app purchase and just double click on it. This will just add in-app purchases to your project. It will just update the provisioning profiles and all of that stuff. Once it's done, you will see this right over here. So this is our first step. And to make our lives easier, we are also going to configure our in-app purchases inside Xcode. So go ahead and create a new file and just search for store. And then you have this StoreKit configuration file. Select that one. Let's click on next and name it whatever you'd like. I prefer products, but you can just name it whatever you'd like. Also, I highly suggest if you want this file to be synchronized to your App Store Connect account, create a project in there, and then make sure that you select sync this file with an app, and then you want to select your app right over here. I did not create one for this demo project, but it's really useful to do so. Okay, yeah, because whenever you do some changes, it will be mirrored in App Store Connect. You don't have to set it up again manually. Okay, let's click on next right over here, and make sure that you add it to the target. Let's create that. And there we go. We have our products. Joining my mentoring sessions at rebeloper.com/mentoring is a fantastic opportunity for aspiring iOS developers just like you to accelerate their learning and career growth. Under my guidance, you'll gain hands-on experience with real-world projects, receive personalized feedback, and learn best practices from an industry professional. Invest in your future with dedicated mentorship that helps you navigate the complexities of app development and succeed in your tech career. So let's create our products inside this StoreKit file. So I'm going to create a non-consumable called lifetime, a consumable called coin, a non-renewable subscription called weekly, and then two auto-renewing subscriptions, monthly and yearly. Both of them will be in one membership group. Okay, so let's do that. Let's start off with the lifetime. So let's go to the products. By the way, yeah, I can just move it right over here so it will be easier to see. Let's add non-consumable in-app purchase. I don't know if you can see it right over here. It's just paring it down, but just click on there. Reference name, that will be lifetime, and then just the product ID. I prefer having the bundle identifier and then appending the dot and the reference name of the product. It could be anything, by the way. It just has to be unique. Okay, let's click on done right over here, and there it is. Now for the lifetime, let's just go for maybe 49, and then you can just set up anything right. Well, you can set up family sharing and all of that stuff. What's really important for this tutorial is to set up also localizations. And by the way, you have to set up localization. So double click on the English version right over here, and lifetime is the display name, and access lifetime. Yeah, basically that's it. Add a description so we can see it in the views that we are going to set up in just a second. Okay, so our next one would be our consumable coin. So let's just click on plus again, add a consumable in-app purchase. It will be coin, and then the product ID, and then done. And let's add a localization, coin, and then the description, one coin. Okay, so let's click on done. And then the next step would be our non-renewing subscription. This is basically a subscription, but it's not going to renew. You are going to need to ask the user to renew this subscription manually over and over again. I know this is not that popular because we have auto-renewing subscriptions, but because this is supported, we are going to talk about this too. So non-renewing subscription, that would be a weekly, and then the product ID. Let's click on done over there, and add the localization, weekly, and access weekly. Okay, and then done. Now it's time to set up our auto-renewable subscriptions. Now you may have multiple groups for all your auto-renewable subscriptions. Basically inside the group you can upgrade or downgrade inside the group according to how the setup that you are setting this up. So the monthly would be our base tier, and then we can upgrade to our yearly tier. So let's set that up. Let's create an auto renewable subscription. Now first we have to create a new group, or if you already done so, you may select a previous group. Let's just call this membership. Okay, let's click on next, and then reference name would be monthly, and then paste the product ID in there. Let's click on done. Yeah, by the way, on the coin, 0.9 is fine. Weekly, let's just go for a price of, I don't know, 19. And then for the membership, let's just go for 29 per month. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, go ahead and set up introductory for all of that stuff. What's really important for this part of the tutorial is to set up the localization monthly and access monthly. Okay, and by the way, you just go ahead and set up any of these whenever you choose to. So finally, the final product is the yearly, and it will be in the same group as the monthly. So let's click on plus, auto renewable subscription. Now we are going to select the membership, and let's click yearly, paste the bundle, yeah, the product ID in there. And then we are going to say this would be, I don't know, 149, whatever, you know. And now we want to select, instead of 1 month, we want to have 1 year. Of course, you go ahead and set up all of your subscription durations and all of that stuff accordingly. Now we want to go back to the membership, and as you can see, it's just 1-1. So arrange your subscription in descending order, starting with the option that offers the highest level of service. Now, in this case, it's not going to have a highest level, whatever. It's just jumping through the yearly. Let's just have 2 over here, and then, you know, whatever you see fit for your case is the best option. Okay, the order will determine your subscriptions upgrade and downgrade options. This is what this does. And that's it. We have set up our products, you know, in the StoreKit file. We also are going to access them, you know, in code easily right over here. By the way, if you don't have this struct, you need to access them as a string, which is kind of tedious. Okay, so now that we have set up the StoreKit file, let's go ahead and create our store view. So basically it's this one, and let me just build and run. Let's select our iPhone 15, build and run, so you can see that basically list of buttons. We are going to add our store view inside over here. Let me just move my simulator. And what you want to make sure is that you are logged in the simulator. If not, it will just ask you, but basically this is it. And then we are going to present this store right over here. Okay, so let's start building stuff. We already have our products available. So let's import StoreKit. So let's use the easiest one. We are going to use store view, and let's just use the one with the IDs. It's the simplest one, the easiest one. So we are going to add product dot, let's say, lifetime, products dot lifetime, and then let's have another from the products dot, well, let's just go for the coins, because I'm going to talk about the subscriptions later on. So it's as easy as that. Let's just see what we have right over here. Let's wait for it and then just click on the store. And as you can see, it's just fetching these products. It says store unavailable. No in-app purchases are available in the current storefront. So what's the problem right over here? Well, we have to set the StoreKit file and inside our scheme. So let's just go to the edit scheme and then select options if you already haven't done so. And under the StoreKit configuration, select whatever StoreKit file you created. Okay, then let's click on close. Let's stop this and let's build and run. Okay, now if I click on the store, it should get all of those items, which is really, really nice. We can buy now for the lifetime and for the coin. We can close this. It's quite interesting to just have one line and, you know, have a full UI. But there are also some nice view modifiers that you need to be aware of. So the first one is the product style. So the product view style, you can have automatic, that is the regular one. There's also large one and the compact. Let me just show you the compact one. So let's build and run once more, and this is a little bit much nicer than the previous one. As you can see, it's just pushed the pricing over there, but there's a little bit of UI bug with the close button. Hopefully the SwiftUI team will address this. You cannot actually move this away. It is what it is. But I also want to show you another great view modifier, and that is the store button and its visibility 4. And there are quite a lot of these. So you want to set the visibility, of course, to be visible. And then for what kind of store button? Well, we have the cancellation, we have the policies, redeem code, restore purchases, signing in, which is really, really nice. Let's just go for the restore purchases so you can just see that in action. And this is kind of the minimum that you can do, and you already have a working storefront, which is really, really amazing. Now, as I told you, I don't really like this kind of UI. Therefore, I'm going to show you a more detailed way of how you can set up your kind of store view without the store view from SwiftUI. So let's just go into the products view right now. We are going to have a scroll view. Why not? Let's have a scroll view with the content. And inside that, let's just add our first product. So we are going to have, instead of store view, we are going to have a product view. And this will be with an ID. So product view ID, let's just go for the coin. So products.coin. Let's build and run. Oh, I do need to import, of course, StoreKit. Build and run. And as you can see, we have the store view, which is really nice. And then we have a product view, which we can kind of customize. Yeah, let's just have the compact style. So product view style dot compact. Let's see that in action. Let's just go into products. There we go. It's really, really nice. Let's just add a little bit of padding, and then let's talk about how can we even customize further our product views. So first of all, we can use another initializer. I'm going to put it on the top because this will be kind of not the large one, but it is also going to have a custom label. So let's just have a product view with an ID, of course, and yeah, let's just go for the lifetime. So products dot lifetime, and then we can have a completion right over here for a label. So let's just have maybe an image of system name crown. Okay, let's make that resizable and scale to fit. Okay, so let's see how this looks right now. Let's go down the products. Yeah, it was really, really nice, but I would like to have the large style, so product view style of dot large. Let's build and run and see how that looks like. Much better, but there's also some other stuff that you can add on this product view. You can have a placeholder icon. So on the placeholder icon is basically a view you can add. For now, I'm just going to add a progress view. Let's build and run and see how that looks like. Pay attention when I just use that. As you can see, there was a progress view, and then it added this nice looking product view of style large, which is really, really nice. Now, if you want to customize this even further, you can create your own product view style. So let's do that. Let's create, let's do it right over here, a product view style. It will be a struct, and let's just call this custom product view or product style. Let's just call this product style. Okay, and that is a product view view style. There it is. It requires a make body, so make a body, and we are going to use that configuration. Therefore, we have these states, and either it's loading, or we have a product, or we have something else. We want to provide the specific views for that. So we are going to have a switch on the configuration state. So switch state, there are a few cases, well actually two of them. The first one is a loading, and also you can just choose for the failure, whatever, but I like the loading and the success to be at least two of those. So progress view, and then on the case of success, we are going to get back a product. So let product. So we fetched our product, we have it available, and then let's just have maybe a VStack, and then we put this VStack into a button. So a button with an action and label, the VStack that I was talking about, and let's have the texts, the product display name, and then let's make this with a font of headline, and then text for the product's price, that is the display price. There we go. And then let's just make this a different font of maybe caption, and then let's just also make it bold. Okay, so for the action, we are just going to say configuration dot purchase. It's really, really nice. Also, we need to have some default values. Default, where is the default value? Yeah, I think that's where it needs to go. So default, we are going to have an empty view right over there. Of course, you may go for the failure. It's really, really nice with an empty view also. Okay, so now we can just create, let's just have the weekly right over here. So a product view with an ID of products dot weekly, and then let's add our custom product view style. So dot product view style of custom product view style. Let's take a look at this. It's basically just a button that we have custom made. Let's wait for this. Products, there we go. We have this weekly. Well, maybe we could just have a bordered prominent right over here. So let's just see on the label dot border button style dot bordered prominent. Okay, let's see this in action. Yeah, whatever you feel like adding for this. Let's see. There we go. It says weekly. Okay, so this is how we can create a store view and then a products view within a scroll view, what we have right over here. As you can see, the customization is much easier on the products. Now, there's also a subscription view, which we are going to take a look at in the next video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and maybe hit this like button if you like this one, because I am going to release that next week. And now we want to actually purchase, but these views, let me just go back over there. These views are just basically a gateway to purchase these items. You need to listen to those purchases. And there are some view modifiers in SwiftUI, but you can listen to the starting of the purchase and whenever it finished. But, you know, you have to take into consideration, is this a consumable, a non-consumable, a non-renewing? What should we do with the non-renewing? We should actually save the date of this subscription into our keychain. So all of that and some more with non-consumables is done with StoreKit Pro. So let me just add in StoreKit Pro right over here under resources, and yeah, go ahead and check out the link in the description of how to access this. and let's click on finished right over here. So now with StoreKit Pro, it's a little bit easier. So first of all, we want to configure StoreKit Pro, and it's really simple. It's just 2 steps basically, and then you can just use these views from SwiftUI to just make the purchase, and here you are going to listen to the events that the in-app purchases make. So first of all, we are going to use a view modifier now that we have the StoreKit Pro library in, that is called StoreKit, and it's this one. So it has file name, consumable infos. Let me just move this down there. So it has the consumable infos, non-renewing info, did configure, and the completion. Completion is really important. So I'm just going to choose the one that has everything, but for that we need to set up some of these properties that are going to go in there. So the first one is to listen if we did configure the StoreKit Pro. Maybe you want to not show some parts of your application till your in-app purchases are all set up. Now, please remember that we do need to have this product StoreKit file set up. Not the products.swift file. No, that's kind of arbitrary. It makes our life easier as a coder, but you do need to have the StoreKit products. And also make sure that you set that up in the scheme. Okay, so the first one is a state variable, private var, and that is did configure, and by default it's set to false. The next one, as you saw in the initializer of the view modifier, is the consumable infos. Now, if you are going to have consumables, you need to set them up. If you don't have, just leave them out. It's just going to be an empty string. So let's create a consumable infos, and that's an array because we are going to have multiple consumables, but for now I'm just going to have one. Let's just have this one. So what is our consumable info? Well, it needs an ID, and that is coming from the products.coin, the ID of your in-app purchase. And then we have this count. So what this means is if I purchase this consumable, how many items, how many in our case coins should be given to the user? And let's just go for 10.0. This is a double, so you can just do whatever number count you'd like. So all of this is, by the way, going to be stored in Keychain, and it's stored in iCloud Keychain too. So your users will be able to access all of their consumables on another device too, as long as, of course, they are logged into their account. So it's really nice. Also, it's not just in Keychain, it's in user defaults. Therefore, we will be able to access them for these IDs in app storage, which is really nice. That's inside another view, in the content view actually, that we are going to access them. It's really nice that we have app storage because it's going to be automatically updated, and the view is also going to update with it. Now, that's for the consumable infos. There's also another one, the non-renewable infos. Again, these have to be set up here manually because we need to handle them. Apple is not going to handle them for us. So let non-renewable infos. And again, we are going to have one, but we can have multiple of them. So StoreKit Pro non-renewable info. Let's have that one, and it's kind of the same. We have this ID, and that will be our products dot, and that is the weekly, if you remember that. And then we need to set up a duration. So how much will this subscription take? So we have these durations available for us. We have 1 month, 1 week, 1 year, 6 months. The standard ones that are also available on the auto-renewable ones. Let's just choose 1 week for now. If you don't choose anything, or just we have any issues right over here, it's just going to default to 1 month. Okay, so that's the non-renewable infos. And finally, we can actually go ahead and have this StoreKit Pro, and let's just choose all of them. So I'm just going to hit Option and Return. By the way, those that were grayed out, you don't have to use them, only if you need to. So let's just go through these so you better understand how all of this works. So StoreKit file name, well, that is the products. Okay, so then we have the consumable infos, we feed that, and then the non-consumable, non-renewable infos. There we go. Again, if you are not having any of these, just omit them. Then optionally, again, you might want to check if did StoreKit Pro configure the in-app purchases. So we're just going to simply bind this to did configure. This is again optional. So then we have the completion. So what we do require is StoreKit file name and then the completion. So let's hit return right over here. And as you can see, we are getting a result type of StoreKit product info and any error. So right over here, we are going to get a result. And if we switch through the result, let's just use what Xcode is going to autocomplete. We're going to have here a success and a failure value. Well, for the failure, it's quite obvious. We are going to print out the failures. Well, let's just call this, rename this error. We're going to print the errors, localize description. Something went wrong. We should show the error to the user. Right over here on the success value, we are actually going to get back a product. So this product is not the StoreKit product, it's the StoreKit Pro product. And if we are going to switch through it, so switch product dot so we want to go through the product, and here we are going to have an expiration date, an ID, a product, and a state. Now, this is the most important part, because the product state says, is it purchased? Is it active? Is it inactive? Did we have any issues? Did the user cancel? So we are going to switch through that. And of course, we are going to access all of the other properties of the product. So for the state value, well, there are quite a lot, and you can take a look at it right over here. As you can see, let me just make this a little bit larger. There is active, inactive, product not found, not purchased, revocation, unverified, user cancel, pending, unknown default. So all of these. Well, we are not going to take a look at all of them for now. Well, actually, we could just have add these missing right over here. We are going to have the active part. So let's just print out. Well, I'm just going to copy all of this out so we save a little bit on time. We are going to print out active, and then we are going to grab the products ID and then the expiration date. Let's do for the same for the inactive. So this will be our inactive one. And then let's just go for all of these as the default. And then let's just print out something wrong happened. Okay, by the way, feel free to just add all of those cases. Those are kind of the edge cases that you need to actually maybe show inside an error alert. Okay, so what is this active and inactive? Well, this StoreKit Pro is listening to our changes in in-app purchases. Therefore, it might be active or it might be inactive, or of course we might have some issues with the in-app purchase. So let's see how all of this looks like in action. So let's build and run one final time, and let's see how it's going to, let's say, first of all, it says that it's inactive, and as you can see, it just fetched all of our IDs, and it's printed out twice because this is, listening multiple times. So whenever there are some changes, it will listen to those, and basically just printed out the IDs and the expiration date. As you can see, all of them have nil for now. It will be populated if there is an expiration and date. So let's just go under maybe products and let's purchase the lifetime. So there we go. Let's click on there. Let's purchase it. And then you see it says active and lifetime. So of course the expiration date is nil because we are not going to have an expiration date on a non-consumable. Now, if you just go back in, you can see that now it says it is active. Expiration date on the lifetime, it's nil. But now if you just go under the store, you see this is grayed out, and under the products, again, it is a grayed out, which is really, really nice. Now let's purchase a coin. So there we go. We just purchased that. Okay. And now we have an active on the coin, and we just save it. And by the way, this is all hooked up. We can just see that now we have 10 coins. We are going to talk about this, how to consume and all of that stuff in the next video. Finally, we are going to maybe purchase a weekly subscription. So let me just subscribe to that. Okay. And as you can see, the weekly one, and there is our expiration date. And if we just slide this down, we have to set this up. But again, we are going to handle all of this in the next video. And if you do like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check it out at store.rebeloper.com/store-kit-pro. And I will see you in the next one.